Thank you. So I just wait for like 20 seconds, right? Oh, it's on. Okay. Kevin Smyth, there's my title. Let's do this. $9 million. That's what Peter Eastgate won, 22 years old, in November, playing poker, of all things. Poker. It is bigger than me. It's bigger than Ben. It's huge. Don't worry, it's only 5 minutes, like he was saying. All right. Orientation. You get 2 down cards. Then you share those cards with a community. 3 cards called the flop, 1 called the turn, and 1 called the river. If all bets are called, the best hand wins. It's pretty simple. Now, the goal is to make the best, most powerful hand you can. The more rare and complex the hand, the more powerful it is. Take it in. It's going to be gone in like 5 seconds. You can also win with a big bet, you know, like a bluff. And the key to a bluff is you have weak cards. Poker is all about power, right? Okay, so either have powerful cards or a powerful bet. And sometimes your opponents will fold a winning hand because they fear that your bet means you have a big hand. So it's all about game theory, and I'm not going into Nash equilibriums and stuff. Anyway, I charted the last 52 decisions that I made and the last 52 hands that I made. Obviously, there's a correlation between life joy and poker joy. So I have a platform here, and I'm talking to it. Okay, so you're oriented. The chips that you bring to a table, it's like the class that you're born into in the world. There's some with more, and there's some with less, but it's your life. So you got to approach it like, this is it, okay? Take the moment and run with it. You're going to face some competitors, but the biggest competitor is yourself. You got to have courage to put yourself out there. Don't let it be ruined by recklessness or stupidity. You know, get yourself together first, and then consider your foes. Now, there's 2 speeds in poker, really. Go hard and rest, okay? You got to seize the moment. It works in life, too. If it's not worth doing, it's not worth playing, don't play it. Take a moment. But for the most part, attack. Put your opponents on the defense by acting first and big, okay? Now, sometimes you got to rest, because if you're always attacking, your opponents they're gonna adapt, right? And they're gonna trap you. So you got to take a moment to relax, like I should right now, and rest. That's called a fold. A fold is all about waiting for better opportunities and avoiding trouble. Like this guy, right? You should invest with him, you know? He's been at it for years. Or how addicting can crystal meth really be, right? Or there's a reason she has chlamydia. There's a reason she's so into you. Sorry, I blew it. Anyway, if you can attack and you don't want to fold, you're probably on a draw. Now, a draw is a hand that's worthless right now, but if 1 more card comes, it's going to be amazing. You're going to have a really powerful hand. It's like investing in life. It takes a little bit of luck. It takes a little bit of, oh boy, here we go, charisma. So when you do hit that big hand, you got to sell them on it, right? You got to get in the call, and it's harder than you think. Like, you should totally buy my house. Wait, no, you shouldn't, because it's totally going to decline in value. I mean, there's that chest of gold in the basement. So do we have a deal? Right. This is quick. Okay, love. I'm going to talk about love, but before I do, know that you shouldn't fall in love too quickly. Like this one time I was dealt these 2 beautiful ladies, right? They were both in my hand at the same time. 2 queens, okay? And the flop comes, and another queen hits the board, and I'm totally jazzed. Whoa, 3 ladies now, right? There's these other dudes on the table, and one has the gall to call himself a king, and the other is this guy named Jack, which I don't worry about, whatever, he's Jack. So I throw a little money out after the 3 ladies. I'm totally psyched on them. And a little time passes, and I'm thinking, this could be it, right? And the palms are getting sweaty, and I'm like, I'm going for it. I love you, queens. And I throw all my chips in, all in, right? Well, the king and the jack were like apparently a couple of crooks. They teamed up with this French guy across the table in C5 who comes into my world, and he's like, do you want to play tennis? And I'm like, tennis, what? He's like, no, tennis, ace 10. I win with the straight. And I'm like, oh my God. How did I not see that coming, right? Well, the queens obviously divorced me, and they're on the next table. I'm sorry, the next hand, they're with a couple of guys in seats 2 and 4, and it's just a mess. Well, fortunately, the French guy didn't have all that many chips, so I only lost half my chips in the divorce. Now, in a game where lies and selfishness and domination are the rule, you may think, I'm just going to lay low and avoid these people, but what better way to dominate the table than to have them think you're their friend, right? So keep your enemies closer in poker, okay? Now, it's a fight, right? It's a conflict. It's okay. That's what you signed up for. Poker is all about dominating your opponents, okay? The key is to use your power, your skills, the timing, and the misfortunes of others to dominate. Win, win, win. Worry about them later. But in the end, remember how you physically disagreed with my ethos, how poorly constructed my arguments were, and that poker may not be a metaphor for life, at least not a life worth living. And I'm fortunate not to live a poker life because poker is not my life. Thank you. All right.